Hello everybody, Storm here, and welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV Online Heavensward. In the last episode, we worked on the side quests that we needed to do to unlock flying in the Sea of Clouds. Got that taken care of. Then we advanced the main story a little bit. Tried to fly out to Azys Law, the giant floating alien construct, but we ended up running into a magical barrier of some sort, and I'm gonna move away from that guy. And so it seems that the key is needed to be able to bypass that barrier, which we no longer have because the Archbishop took it from us. And so we're gonna need to find another way through. So we're back here in Ishgard. We need to talk to Sir Emmerich and see if we can't come up with a plan. So that is what we're going to be doing. Alright, so let's go ahead and head in that direction. Now, one other thing that I have been working on off screen, because it's, I don't think that exciting, is I have been working on ranking myself up in the Grand Company, which is basically just collecting seals, which is essentially just running dungeon roulettes, which I've been doing on the warrior. So we actually have the warrior now up to level 53. And we are now a Chief Storm Sergeant in the Maelstrom. And I'm going in the wrong direction. Okay. Though I wonder why the Maelstrom doesn't use more naval-themed ranks, such as, Petty Officer, Chief Petty Officer, or Master Chief Petty Officer. I think that would be more appropriate. But, I guess, whatever. Alright, so let's head on over to the seat of the Lord Commander and see what we're going to have to get up to here.
In summary, the Isle owes its lofty position to the industry of the Allagans, and we can be all but certain that the Archbishop and his cronies are enjoying the view from its top.
I see.
If we are to join them, we will first need to pass through the Isle's etheric barrier, which is, alas, more powerful than most. Powerful enough to make a mess of a perfectly good airship at any rate. As far as I can gather, the barrier mechanism draws ether from the surrounding environment and polarizes its elemental aspect to produce what is, in effect, a wall of lightning.
It seems plain that without the Vanu's key, any attempt to reach the Isle will end in failure.
Alas, the key was careless enough to leave without us, and I don't think the Vanu keep a spare.
Master Garland, based on your experience, is there no other way that we might breach the barrier?
Well, in the past, we've beaten similar barriers by nullifying them with elemental converters. But the one we're up against this time dwarfs aught we've encountered before. The Enterprise simply isn't large enough to bear the requisite amount of crystals.
I'm reminded of the quantity needed to nullify Leviathan's command of the sea. A veritable mountain of crystals that could only be borne by lashing two galleons together to form a twin vessel, scarcely able to propel itself, much less fly.
That said, we're not without options. If it isn't feasible to nullify the barrier, we might try piercing it.
How?
We create a ram of condensed ether and mount it on my ship. There's just one problem. I don't have the faintest idea how to build one. It's going to take a true authority in the field, I reckon.
Would that the Archons were still with us.
But yesterday evening, I chanced to find Mistress Tataru in unusually high spirits. Assuming I understood her excited ramblings correctly, she has acquired a clue, pointing to the whereabouts of one such individual.
An Archon? Truly?
Ha! Fortune favors the righteous, eh? Well then, let's not waste any time. While you go and look for our missing friend, I'll work on modifying the Enterprise. Her hull will need reinforcing to bear the punishment, not to mention a mount for the ram. Just you wait, my pretty. By the time I'm finished, you'll be an airship reborn.
Alright, so I guess we're going to be going to talk to Taro and see what the information that she has gathered about. Let's see if we might be able to get one of the other Scions back. Let's see. Alright, Tataru, what do you have for us? Welcome back, Ayame. How goes the mission? Did you manage to catch up with the Archbishop and his cronies? No, not so much. So you finally arrived at Azizla, only to find your way barred by some sort of barrier. Typical. But it's not all bad news. I made progress in the search for our friends. Don't worry, Yame. We'll get to Azizla yet. Okay. Alright, so what do you got? When you fled the Victory Feast, you used the ancient watercourse beneath the city, right? Well, shortly after things went back to normal in Ul'dah, I asked Marshal Tarupin to have the tunnels searched. A logical place to look. It was there that you lost contact with Minfilia, Thancred, and Y'shtola, was it not? Dare I ask what the Marshal found? I don't actually know. Pippin's message just said that there had been a discovery, and that we were to come to the Hall of Flames at our earliest convenience. I dare not think what it might be. Shall we depart at once? Tataru, let Oriange know to join us in Ul'dah. He will wish to be present as well. Yes, sir. Alright, off to Ul'dah. Alright, we need to find Tarupin. He should be over here. There he is. Or Pippin. Yep. Pippin Tarupin. Alright, let's talk to him. Alright, we are grateful for your assistance, Marshal Tarupin. You saved Her Grace and Father both. It is the least I can do to repay you. Forgive my impatience, Marshal, but your missive mentioned a discovery? Yes, of course. As per your request, I had my men scour the waterways. Almost immediately we encountered a difficulty. An entire section of the tunnel had collapsed. With the mining concern's cooperation, however, we were able to remove the rubble, which yielded the battered bodies of a dozen crystal braves. Go on. Be at ease, Master Alphino. Your friends were not among the deceased. That alone is cause for hope, and then there is this. You stole his wand. I had assumed as much. If I may, Marshal. 'Tis as I did surmise. Judging by the etheric imprint that lingereth yet upon this wand, it hath assuredly been employed in the casting of a most uncommon magic. Namely? The very first that man did conceive to traverse great distances, and the ancient precursor to all methods of travel that utilized the life stream, flow. The spell entaileth the reduction of the corporeal form into its constituent ether, that the caster might enter the life stream and ride its currents thereby. Unlike the teleportation magics of modern times, it requireth not a lengthy incantation. That Y'shtola should choose to employ such a spell bespeaketh the need for haste. All of which would suggest she managed to escape. Would that it were so simple. Know that the scholars of Charlayan forbade the use of this spell, and with good reason. The caster hath but limited control over his course. For every mage who came safe unto his destination, another would be set adrift in the life stream, never to emerge. What? No, you can't mean... Be not downcast, my friends, for there is yet hope. 'Tis like that Y'shtola's passage hath left traces in the life stream. Could we but follow these from the point at which the magic was invoked, we may yet find her. To the Silda excavation site, then. Thanks for your aid, Marshal. Do not mention it. I shall pray for Lady Y'shtola's safe return. Alright, so going to the Silda excavation site, which is down there. So we'll go ahead and teleport out the Blackbrush Station. And it should be right over here. Evidence of Y'shtola's passage will have been made faint by time. Mayhap some few scant traces yet remain to guide our steps. The trail leadeth to the north and east, unto the bosom of the Heavensward. Are you certain? Aye, there is no mistake. Thither hath Y'shtola journeyed. And yet the Guardians have the Gridanians have reported no sightings. You must take this to mean she is still adrift. If it be so, I do fear for our friend. Contrary to its name, the life stream is more akin to a raging torrent. Linger overlong in the midst of this maelstrom, and the aether that formeth one's soul shall surely be scattered, ne'er to be reformed. You have no time to waste. Eorzea, pray explore all possible options for reversing the effects of this forbidden magic. Ayame, Totaro, we three shall press on to Gridania and petition the Elder Seed Seer's aid. Alright, we're heading into Gridania and going to speak with the Elder Seed Seer again. We know the way. Alright, we're going to head over to the Conjurer's Guild. And have a chat with Alphino there. Alright, it is said that the elementals perceive the live stream. If, as we suspect, Y'shtola is still adrift in its midst, they may be able to find her. But if we are to appeal to them for assistance, we must needs do so through their chosen, the Pajal. It is imperative, therefore, that we speak with Kani Senna without delay. Alright. I have already requested an audience with the Elder Seed Seer. She will receive us in the Lotus Stand presently. We need but speak with the Conjurer yonder to be admitted, as usual. Alright, that's Kani Senna. Be welcome, my friends, and speak freely. I gather your suit will admit no delay. It will not, my lady. Pray forgive the abrupt nature of our request, but it is a matter of life and death. I see. As you say, we must needs act swiftly if we are to free Y'shtola from the ungentle pull of the life stream. And as you have surmised, we cannot do this unaided. However...
In requesting the Elemental's assistance to find Y'shtola, you must needs be aware of one difficulty. A difficulty born of the fundamental difference between man and Elemental.
That being?
In perceiving the world around him, man relies upon senses such as sight and sound. For the sake of convenience, he gives names to such things as are near or dear to him. Being formed of pure ether, however, such concepts are foreign to the Elementals. Instead, they perceive by observing the ebb and flow of the energies of life. So profound a division cannot be bridged with simple discourse. The Elementals' voices stir not the air, and thus reach not our ears, while our words are but wind to them. Though we seers can commune with them through feelings, naught that we can impart will serve to aid them in identifying Y'shtola. Nay, they must needs be presented with ether which is akin to hers. If you could but find a family member.
Oh! I know just the person! Y'shtola has a sister who came to live in Gridania. She told me about her once.
Oh, that is most fortunate indeed. Pray, seek this sister out then, and bring her to Evershade. There, we shall petition the Great One's aid in finding your lost companion.
Alright, so looks like we're gonna need to track down Y'shtola's sister. Okay. Taro? If memory serves, Y'shtola's sister is named Ymitra. She's supposed to be a member of the Sons of Saint Koinok. Anyway, she spends most of her time around Apkalu Falls, from what I recall. Let's look for her there. Okay, that's up there. Sprint. So I don't think there is a Aethernet shard close to there, so we're just gonna have to hoof it. Alright. Ymitra. There she is. Yes? Is there something you require? Lady Ymitra, it is an honor to meet you. My name is Alphino Leveilleur, and this is Tataru Taru. So you're my sister's comrades in the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. When I heard that your people were being pursued, I desperately sought to reach Stola, but all mine efforts were to no avail. Now I know why. A forbidden spell of all things, that she should be so reckless. What's done is done. I thank you for bringing word to me. Needless to say, I should be glad to help. Though we were born of different mothers, our veins course with the same father's blood. I hope that this will be enough for the elementals. Come, let us make for Evershade at once.
Let us begin. Raya O, Arun, if you would. Hearken to me, O great ones. Pray give yourselves to the life stream, a drifting soul to find.
miss you, Stola. Please come back to us.
There. Now! A room has been readied at the roost. Pray, bear her thither at once. All that remains is to pray, my friends.
Alright, so it looks like that was somewhat successful. Though it does appear that she is still unconscious. We'll see what is going to be next here. Alright. Oh, are you Stola? Just seeing her face again, it's... Oh, I've been so worried. Alright. So Taro needs you to fetch a few items for crafting endeavor. Okay. Ystilla is resting within an inn room, though she's still unconscious. The signs are positive. The conjurers say she is in sound health and should awaken before long. Isn't that wonderful? Now, while we wait for Ystilla to wake up, I thought I'd take the opportunity to finish my little surprise for her. It's something I've been working on for a while now, in the hope that she'd one day return to us. It wants for just a couple more items before it's ready. I've already placed orders for these items. Could I ask you to retrieve them for me? One is with the Leatherworkers Guild, and another is with the Conjurers Guild. Speak with Mistress Giva and Brother Isumiyan, and they ought to take care of you. Alright. Sounds simple enough. I believe she is making another one of her outfits. Like the one she made for Alphino. Alright, so we need to go to the Leatherworkers Guild. And that should be right here. There's Jiva. What is it? I'm a busy woman, so be quick about it. If you wish to place an order, speak with Randall. Here to retrieve an order for Mistress Tataru, you say? You've come at a good time. I finished it but moments ago. It was no small coup working it to her specifications, but I did it nonetheless. Payment has already been settled. However did that girl come by chimerical hide anyway? You need either balls of steel or a bottomless coin purse, and it seems to me she had neither. Alright. Wrong door. And now we are off to the Conjurer's Guild. And we're talking with Isumiyan there. You are come to Stillglade Fane, the home of the Conjurer's Guild. How may I assist you? Ah, yes, Mistress Tataru's order. As requested, it has been sanctified in the sight of the elementals. I know not what she intends for the staff, but it is a most singular artifact. Even one possessed of my experience would struggle to wield it. Interesting. Alright, so, back to Tataru. Alright, that's going to be the Aetheryte Plaza, I think. Alright. Ah, you're back. You have the items, I hope? Indeed I do. Ooh, it's precisely as I requested. A perfect match for the other pieces. Truly, Giva is a master among masters. And the staff completes the surprise. Thank you so much, Ayame. I can't wait to see what Yustila thinks of the surprise. Lest you wonder, she's doing very well, and the Conjurers have left her in her sister's care. Let's go and pay them a visit, shall we?
Yustola! I'm so glad you're back!
Tataru. You are safe. Thank the 12. Something has changed about you, Alphino. Or mayhap the change is with me. I seem to sense the ether around me more keenly than before.
I am pleased to see you well again. Do you feel strong enough to talk?
Worry not. I am well enough.
Tell us then, What befell you after you fled the feast? We were told that there had been a tunnel collapse.
That was my doing. I brought the tunnel down that you and Minfidia might escape. At the last moment, I invoked a teleportation magic, in hopes of spiriting Thancred away at least. Needless to say, it did not go quite as planned, and I found myself adrift in the life stream. The others? Where are they? Did they not escape?
They remain unaccounted for. You were the only one we have been able to find. I am truly sorry. It was the Crystal Braves who pursued you that day. My hubris that led to our undoing.
No apologies are necessary, Alpha No. You are not to blame for what occurred. Know that were our comrades here, they would commend you for keeping the light of hope alive.
Don't worry. The others are alive and well, I'm sure of it. We just need to find them.
Indeed, Tataru. Let us find our friends and rebuild the Scions.
Ha! There is the Alpha No I remember. And I feel much the better for his return. 'Tis time I arose.
That reminds me. I have a change of clothes for you. I don't like to boast, but I made them myself. I learned how to weave while we were in Ishgard, you see.
Tataru has apprised me of all that took place in the aftermath of the assassination plot. It would seem I have been away for some while.
Yes, much and more happened during your absence. At present, we seek to follow the Archbishop to Azisla.
And you want for some manner of etheric ram to pierce the floating isle's protective barrier?
We do. Might you be able to furnish us with one?
A means to prise open a hole in an Allagan barrier. And one large enough to admit an airship, no less. Nay, I lack the knowledge to devise such a weapon. But I know of one who could. A leading figure in the field of etheric research, and one of the finest scholars ever to grace Sharlayan. Matoya, my former master.
Alright, so let's see what we need to do to find this person. Wish to tell you more about her former master, Matoya. Alright? In my youth, I had the honor of studying under Matoya. In the field of etheric research, she was without rival. I have no doubt that her knowledge will be of aid to our cause. The question is, will she share it with us? My master has ever been willful. The gods forbid anyone disagrees with her. When the Garlean Empire first marched upon Eorzea some 15 years ago, the denizens of Sharlayan were summoned back to the motherland. However, Matoya refused to join the exodus. To this day, she lives a hermit's life on the fringes of the abandoned city. So it is to the Dravanian hinterlands that we must go, to the place of my birth. Although Alice and I were born in Charlian, our days there were short, remained only until the Exodus, and I have not returned since. Oh, so as to be a homecoming then. As a fine reason to go go to Charlian, and it would afford us the opportunity to pay my master a visit. I believe you have mistaken our primary objective, Yustola. At any rate, the journey will take us through largely unknown territory. Let us first return to Ishgard and make our preparations. Alright, so, back to Ishgard, speak to Alphino in the Aetheryte Plaza. Alright, there he is. Charlian is situated in the Dravanian hinterlands. To get there, we must strike west and traverse the breadth of the Dravanian forelands. Make no mistake, it will be a grueling journey. The party shall be comprised of Ayame, Yustola, and myself. Tataru, pray remain in Ishgard and continue the search for our missing friends. Yes, sir. First, let us make for Tailfeather. Okay, so we're heading back to the Dravanian forelands and trying to get to the Dravanian hinterlands. Alright, but I think this is a good place to go ahead and stop, so we will head out to the forelands when we come back next episode. So, for now, hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Go ahead, like, subscribe, and comment, and I will see you next time.